Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor. We are going to talk about Frequency, Season 1, Episode 3. It's called The Near Far Problem. Full spoilers for the episode as always. Connor, did you enjoy Episode 3 of Frequency?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what you want to hear. You want to hear, eh, eh,
That's kind of how I feel.
eh. Um, I'm oddly on the same wavelength, actually. One thing that's really
Wavelength, I like it.
yeah, one thing that's becoming a real problem for me, and it was really grating to me in this episode, is how Raimy is such a nagging, like, just like uncompromising.
It's like she can't comprehend that it's difficult when he can't explain anything.
It's not even just that though. It's like even if you take out. I mean, that's a part of it. That's certainly part of the problem. But just so episode starts and she's complaining at him. You've got to do something. You've got to find Goff. Go back out there. Do something. You know, he's got a hidey hole under the shed where he's keeping people and right. And she's nagging at him like, "Do this. Stop wasting time. Just do it. This is important." And she's like, just being so demanding and ordering him about and whatever. Then at the end of the episode, when she even herself. Concedes and says, "Oh, I went after him and it was wrong. You should have warned me, Frank. You should have told me. You should have put me in my place." I'm like,
Like it's his responsibility. He tried. He was like, "You got any evidence?" And she said, "I don't need evidence. Just go there."
she berates him for not doing stuff and then berates him at the end for not stopping her from doing it was so, oh god.
She's
Oh.
kind of becoming unlikable.
She is becoming extremely unlikable. There's very little about her that is sympathetic right now. And I'm sure there's a lot of it that you can kind of like pass off as, oh well, given what she's going through, she probably would be in a fairly, unpleasant mood. Sure. But it's different when it's a TV character and I have to put up with her, right? She is being uncompromising and it is really, really starting to grate. Poor Gordo. Every time Gordo talks to her, I'm like, why are you even trying, man? Like, just, she's awful. Like, go away.
She is really awful. I mean, in this one, she's awful to Gordo. She literally becomes a stalker. She yells at her dad.
Yeah,
You know,
and this one's a bit more justifiable, but she does go kind of outside the law and is willing to just shoot the man, Goff, on the
yeah,
street
she just kind of beat a dude just because.
while he's
Essentially.
handcuffed.
Yeah, it's like, no, I don't need evidence again.
Yeah. Police brutality, clearly not an issue in her head.
No,
Just going to beat him up and shoot him. Now, admittedly, that one I can sympathise with a bit more because she does believe that he killed her mother. I get that emotions are running high, so I can let that one kind of go in a weird way. I wouldn't let it go in real life, obviously. Cops have to be held accountable and so on. But in this show, I'll let that one go. But the rest of it, she's...
even if you let it go, you can't let it go because it's just another thing on top of everything. If it was just that, fine. But it's just one extra thing on top of all the rest.
Yeah, she's really... and she's the main character. It's kind of difficult to enjoy the show when you're kind of just starting to hate the main character.
It is. That only works if you're supposed to hate them.
Yeah, if you're doing like an anti-hero thing or something like that, yeah, sure. But this... We are supposed to sympathise with her, and it's really, really difficult. I'm sympathising with Frank way more because he's actually... struggling.
Gotta put up with her shit.
Yeah, he's struggling. You can see he's struggling, and he's trying to do the right thing. And I love that he's getting into so much trouble with his wife because he's not there for daughter Raimy, little girl Raimy, because he's gone out to survey Goff because grown-up Raimy is demanding that he do so. Oh my god! And it all comes back to the last episode. We were so frustrated that adult Raimy just didn't speak over the mic when the mum was there, so that she could,
Do you know, I have a question.
yeah.
So you know how when things change, she gets new memories, right? Like she has a memory of what happened.
Yeah, it seems to sort of bleed in, sort of when it's triggered
Right.
by an action.
So when she now has this new memory of her dad rushing out to work this case instead, right? And we see her look really upset that she's not going to the cinema as a kid, and she kind of just gets booted off to the friends. Does she not, as an adult, go, huh, I should feel guilty about this because, I've spent essentially 20 years of memories blaming him for that thing, like things
Yeah.
like that, but it was her the whole time.
That's something they really should bring up. She should sort of have this weird, oh, that was my fault, in a weird roundabout way now, because of
Hmm.
time travel shenanigans. Yeah, that's something they probably should bring up. Um, yeah, and it's a shame because I actually kind of like some of the still like when he disappears and she realizes, oh, Frank must have done something in the past to capture him, or they didn't capture him. In actual fact, they jumped out in front of a car because he doesn't want to go to prison because he's a coward. But she runs home and the flowers are still there. The service is still happening.
Yeah.
And I did like that she didn't concede and go to the service because she fully believes that she can still save her. She's not willing to
Yeah,
let
she's
go.
like, I've got a few months.
So as much as I get why all the other characters don't understand it, I like that she didn't just accept that and go because she shouldn't, because that at least makes sense for where she is.
Yeah, that's fine. That's one of her less annoying traits. But like I said, I do like this idea of how the past affects the present on like an instantaneous level. It's like
Yeah.
when she's looking at the screen early on.
And she's refreshing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just changes.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that it still takes a refresh though.
That is a good point.
The page still needs to refresh to have the new thing. And she does look at the because Frank's like, oh, we still saved a woman's life. We still did some good today. And she's like having none of it. She's like, I don't care. It's not the Nightingale.
Yeah,
And
it's really selfish.
it is. But she does smile when she sees the Facebook. She looks her up and she sees the Facebook stuff of like her and her husband and her kid. And she's had a nice life. And
That woman should probably have her Facebook set on private, to be honest.
probably.
I don't know. Just when people have their settings where anyone can see everything, you got all your family photos and videos. It's just a bit weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll allow it for plot purposes, but
It made for a nice moment.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. I have to admit, the show's kind of losing me, though. The characters, especially Raimy, it is really making it difficult to get into the show.
I agree. I like Frank, but at the minute that's just not enough.
I like him, but I don't love him. Like, he's kind of like, he's fine, you know?
I think the problem is we're supposed to empathize with Raimi, like she's the one going through all the stuff, but instead I'm empathizing with Frank because he's the one having to put up with all the stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm attaching to him for the wrong reasons.
And it almost feels weird, her, like, doing stuff in the present, like, tracking down the mother and then finding Goff. Like, I'm like, but if everything goes to plan and you help Frank do something in the past, none of this matters.
Yeah.
You know, it almost feels like, why are you bothering? And I get that she feels that she has to do something. Like, I get that impulse, but it still
Why
feels.
don't you just do some more detective work? You're a detective,
Yeah,
do that.
do stuff that'll help Frank in the past. Find out information. But
Yeah.
her going to actually pick him up, her going to actually pick up Goff, did just feel like, oh, this is nothing but revenge. Because,
Yeah, it's cut off the problem at the root. Don't just go,
Yeah.
well, why not?
and then the other characters, they just kind of feel like plot devices. Like the mom doesn't feel like a character yet. She just nags at the dad, nags at Frank, which, don't get me wrong, I don't think she's unlikable, like, because at least with her, I see why she's moaning. I see everything she's complaining about. To her, from her perspective, he's just abandoning his daughter every time the job calls for it. Her,
There's something where we know there's more to it than that, and we're seeing him have this relationship with his daughter, makes it hard to connect to that.
it is. She's kind of just a plot point, and it's not okay. But the moaning's more typical that you understand it. It's still kind of annoying, but you don't hate her for it. It's kind of like in other shows when like the main character's like got a secret identity or whatever, and the spouse or whoever is like, doesn't understand why they're running off every 2 minutes, and it's kind of annoying and tropey, but you kind of accept it because it's just kind of part of the course. Whereas, so she's fine, but Raimi's nagging and annoying is just
Unacceptable.
it's infuriating, quite frankly. It was really getting to me in this episode. And then the partner as well, Satch, he also feels kind of just like a plot device at this point as well, because he's like talking to Raimi in the past, he's talking to her dad or in the present, I mean, and talking to her dad in the past, and
He does feel a little bit more developed in the present, which is kind of weird seeing he has more screen time in the past. But I feel like when he's in the past, he's just kind of working the case. He's not actually doing anything. Whereas in the present, it feels like he actually
Do you know the problem is though in the present though? Is every character other than Raimi feels like an obstacle for her. Because none of them understand what she's going through and they're constantly getting in her way. And that's kind of becoming old to watch. Like, you know, because by the time Gordo comes over for the third time to talk about the service and she's like, nah, I don't want to go. It's like, alright, we get it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, it's starting to feel very repetitious because of that. I feel like she really needs to tell at least Gordo what's going on so she has someone to talk to about it. Because her doing it on her own and everyone being a giant, block in front of her doing things is kind of getting tiring.
It really is. And it's a little worrying that we're getting tired of this only 3 episodes in.
Yeah, it's not good. So I don't know. Do we call it now? Do we drop it?
Kind of tempted.
Honestly, given how packed our schedule is, it kind of is more tempting to drop it.
Yeah. I also want to say, I don't know what it was about this episode, but it was really dark, like physically, not tonally, like literally the lighting, it was really dim. To the point where, the ending shot, I had to watch it like 3 times just to see what it was. Because I couldn't make it out in the. Like, there was a few times throughout it, mainly when they were sat in the shed, whatever, on the radio. I'm like, everything feels really dark. But when I got to the ending, I actually had to like rewind and watch it again a couple of times just because I had no idea what the shot was moving into focus of.
Yeah, it was just a tease for the real Nightingale colours stalking.
Yeah, it was the rosary beads, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So it's just showing that that's still happening.
Yeah. Although my question is why? Because that's not his MO. Or Nightingale goes over nurses.
She is a nurse.
Who? Well, not after Raimi.
No, Raimi's mum.
Oh, right, of course. See, this is the problem, how dark it was. I was really confused as to that.
That was in the past. It was Raimi's mum.
Yeah,
on
see,
the
I didn't
porch.
get it because of how dark it was.
What? You thought it was
really...
present day and you thought the killer was going after Raimi?
Yeah. Which, might do.
Okay. That's just you being blind. But no, are we calling it? Because I feel like,
Yeah.
we're calling
This was really not that good. It was all right, but there's too many problems building up that I don't see they're going to fix.
Yeah, well, I'd be willing to give it some more time if our schedule wasn't so packed. But because we do have such a packed week of TV right now, it's just, I'm almost looking for 1 or 2 things to cut, and it's just, this is at the bottom of the pile right now. It's easily the weakest of the... It's not the weakest show we're watching, because we are still watching Arrow, but it's the weakest of the things that we can cut.
Disregarding Arrow, which is safe for other purposes.
Loopholes and...
Yeah, and, crossovers and shared
Arrow,
universes.
actually, to put it in perspective of some dialogue that was in this episode of Frequency, Arrow is the show that is lawyered up and cannot go to prison because it's too rich and it's we wanted to find it in the street and just shoot it in the back of the head, no questions asked, but it's
We're just not allowed. Yeah.
So,
but this is other than Arrow, is probably the worst thing we're watching.
Yeah, and it's not terrible, but it's starting. It's each episode's been worse than the last. And
it has, and the problem is it has a good premise, and I like the ideas. It's so hard to enjoy it properly when you don't like the character.
Yeah, maybe it's something I'll maybe revisit later down the line. When it's got some episodes that I can binge and get to the point where maybe they get past this awkward phase, where maybe Raimi gets used to what's going on and doesn't act this way all the time.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing where maybe I'll keep an eye on it. If I hear decent things, I'll catch up over mid-season break.
Yeah, but I think, this is the next drop of the new shows. So, if that's disappointing and you want us to keep covering it, sorry. Let us know in the comments if you are going to keep watching it, and by all means, come back and comment and let us know if it gets better. That's always interesting to hear. But otherwise, guys, like and subscribe and all that stuff. Let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments below. Keep watching TV. We'll see you next time.